All right, Victory Moving Parts, the ever-evolving IPA. This is batch number 2. I was a little late on the draw for batch number 1, and I might be in the tail end of batch number 2, as a matter of fact. I don't even know when they did batch number 2. I guess I could have done a little more research on this beer. Oh, wow. You know what? Enjoy by February 26th. It is currently February 27th, so we're a day after the enjoy by date, which I bought it a few weeks ago. I'll take that into consideration. It's a day after the enjoy by date, so you know, even though it's one day, I'll still kind of take that into consideration. Excuse me. Ever evolving IPA, batch number 2. They're doing a new batch every 4 months where they're kind of just interchanging parts. Hence the ever evolving moving parts IPA. This one comes in at 6.4%. This is actually an English IPA, not an American IPA, an English IPA, which a little more subtle than the American IPA. Gets good ratings on both Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, actually identical ratings. This is kind of a rarity when this happens, when it gets the same rating on both Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, 83 on both of them. The malts it uses Pilsner, I can't read my notes there, Crystal, Pale, Crystal, and Cara Pils. The hops uses Styrian Goldings, EKG, EKG, come on, and Bramling Cross, I believe is what I wrote there. Again, I need to kind of just study these hops and malts, basically. It says the sharp sweetness of crystal malt precedes herbal notes of green tea and cedar. Interesting. And it does have a little dissertation here in the back. It says, new flavors, new ideas, new ingredients. We welcome them all. In celebration of our penchant for prolific experimentation, we present Moving Parts, the ever-evolving IPA. Each release in this series celebrates a tweaked ingredient of creating an endless array of possible flavor profiles. Oh, ingredient or two. I'm sorry, that was kind of like that was blocked out by a rip in the label here. For our second batch, code-named MPO2, we used all English hops and English yeasts to create an intensely herbal hop aroma with a hint of cut apples, followed by a mildly sweet, slightly bitter and dry finish. Join us as we move back to a classic IPA with a victorious twist. Just like my tongue is twisted, I suppose. We're going to pour her into a tulip glass here. Shaker, tulip glass is number 2 according to Rate Beer, and I think this is appropriate for a tulip. Why not? It's in a bomber. Smaller bomber. I think this is a 22-ounce bomber rather than a, yeah, there we go, 1.6 ounces rather than 1.9 ounces, which would be 25. So, yeah, we have a darker IPA. This kind of looks like a double in a bit, double IPA, that is. Darker kind of amber hue, and it's got a frothy carbonated head to this beer, about a finger or so, I would say. Let's get the aroma of Moving Parts, batch number 2. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the dank aroma. Again, not getting the pine. It's an East Coast IPA. But then again, it's an English IPA, so not expecting the pine from an English one. A little more of a malty backbone, which is what you can kind of expect from the English ones. They use a little more malt than American IPAs. It's good. It's got a hint of trying to get this aroma. Just a very, very maybe subtle cantaloupe kind of aroma to it. Not quite grapefruity, but something a little more subtle in this beer, which is fine for the style for an English IPA, in my opinion. So let's get the taste now. Ooh, harsh. And I'm thinking maybe it might be due to the best buy date, even though it's a day later. It just has a harsh bite to it, to me. I'm getting like a bit of like an almost like, do I dare say caramel? But like a bitter caramel sensation in the back of the throat in this beer. I'm kind of likening it to the what's it called? I had this a couple of years ago, so I don't really remember too much. By Omegang, their Belgian Pale Ale, which I believe was post expiration date. However, I tried to compensate, I think, to make it seem like it was fresh.